Mom reports attempted kidnapping, instantly regrets it.
Police, you reporting an emergency?
I suppose so, yes.
What are you reporting?
Um, I was just at the Michaels here in Petaluma, and a couple tried to kidnap my children.
What the best description you can recall?
I mean this in the nice, they're just kind of rough looking.
Are you or your husband, like important people for some reason?
Man, she called the cops talking about some, I think they're trying to take my children. We're currently at the Michaels. And then the cops pulled up. She's like, yeah, they just looked, they looked a little rough in there.
Is there something they would be like, we're going to take your kids and hold them to ransom?
I might be my kids are very good looking. I don't know. It's hard. I want to be. No, I want you to take your time. I really do want to be 100% sure because I do not want to falsely. No. Anything.
No. You kind of already did that.
I don't want to misrepresent what has happened. I do think it's important for moms, parents to be aware, but I don't it makes me a little uneasy that you guys are getting blown up about this.
Katie Sorensen, an aspiring momfluencer, calls 911 to report every parent's worst nightmare. As her follower count skyrockets, the community grows outraged, and investigators are placed under immense pressure to quickly solve the case. But as they dig further into the investigation, they soon find that something isn't quite right with Katie's story, and what they discover turns out to be almost as shocking as the report itself. On December 14th, 2020, in Petaluma, California, Katie Sorensen made this call to 911.
Police, you reporting an emergency?
I suppose so, yes.
What are you reporting?
I was just at the Michaels here in Petaluma, and a couple tried to kidnap my children.
Tell me exactly what happened.
We pulled into Michaels, we're getting out of the car, and a couple was parked in front of us. They followed us into the store, followed us throughout the store, followed us through checkout. We're on the phone right behind.
They followed us into the store, followed us through checkout.
Behind us, I heard them making comments about my children's hair color and eyes, and I thought it was just to be polite. I walk out to my car. There's a large white van.
There were two people who did this?
Yes, it was a couple, but then there was a third person that was in the white van.
Let me get your name and phone number.
Okay, my name is Katie Sorensen.
Okay, I've got an officer. He's going to go check the parking lot of Michael, see if we can locate that van.
After receiving this unnerving 911 call, Officer McGovern and his trainee meet Katie outside of the police station to get her story, starting with how the couple had supposedly followed her and her two young children into the store from the parking lot.
They were kind of suspicious. They were watching me. I took a while to get out of the car because I had a stroller. They followed me throughout the entire store, every aisle I went down, got in line right behind me. We're talking on the phone, and they were I wasn't listening to everything they said, but they did say blonde hair, blue-eyed, boy, girl. They were talking about my kids, I think.
Okay.
The lady in front of me could kind of sense they were being off. They were just getting really close and just kind of saying weird things.
Okay.
And then she let me get in front of her. I checked out. They should have taken a while because they were another person behind me.
Yeah.
Although Katie might not realize it, what she tells the officer next will later come back to haunt her, as her story hinges on this one unsettling detail.
What is she about to say?
They must have put their stuff down. They just followed me right out to the car. I called my husband, and we have a...
Okay, that's what she said. She said, she was in the line. She heard them talking. The lady in front of her, she's like, you can get in front of me. So now the ladies behind her, they're the next person. She's saying that they came out immediately as she was coming out.
Code word, so I said it, and he's just stayed on the phone with me until I got the kids out. They were walking in circles around my car first, and then as I was buckling my daughter in, they came up to the stroller, did one circle around the stroller, saw that I was watching them, and I don't know why I got too scared to say something to them, so I saw an old man behind them, and he was looking, and we just made eye contact. I said, "Excuse me, could you help me lift this?" And he was an older man, so he must have had a caretaker or something.
Yeah.
They both came over and helped me and stayed with me until I left.
As if this isn't terrifying enough, What Katie describes next is like something out of a horror film.
And then, so where did the people go?
So they got into their car. This was another big part. When I walked up, I knew what was happening because there was a white van parked right next to my car with the slider.
So, is the van theirs, or did the van pull up? Because she said when she came to the store, they had got in their car and they were in front of them. They were like this. They were in front of each other. That's what she had said, if I'm not mistaken. She went inside. All that happened at the checkout. They were on the phone with somebody. She walked outside, and there's a van out there. She didn't say that the van was at her car until right now. So was the car at the beginning the van?
Door right close, so they could have just put them in that white van.
Okay.
That's my assumption.
So the only thing you heard them say is possibly
paranoid schizophrenic mothers out here going crazy.
Description of your two kids, or you and your two kids?
Yeah, that's the only thing that was weird, but then they were circling my stroller and the car. Van that was parked wasn't their vehicle, they were in a different one.
Okay.
And so whoever was in the van, he got out, and then as those people were walking over to me, he got back in. And I made eye contact with him. And he
was the guy with the rimmed glasses that you described? So outside of proximity, did they communicate with each other? Or are you just assuming they were?
I'm just assuming they were.
When asked for a description of the couple's car, Katie tells the officer that she couldn't make out much due to the glare of the sun. However, she was able to see that it was a four-door compact vehicle that was dark in color. Katie was, however, able to get a good look at the couple.
If you were presented photos of any of these people?
Wait.
Compact vehicle that was on. Katie tells the officer that she couldn't make out much due to the glare of the sun. However, she was able to see that it was a four-door compact vehicle that was dark in color. Katie was, however, able to get a good look at the couple.
However, she was able to get a good look at the couple inside. How are you able to get a good look at the people inside of the car when you said there's a glare off of it? You can't tell what's going on. All you can see is that it's a four-door. So how can you get a good look at them?
If you were presented photos of any of these people, would you be able to recognize them?
Yes. Just because I was looking at them, because I was trying to disregard my feelings and try to make conversation. Maybe I was just being crazy. So I kept looking right at them to see if they would talk to me, and they wouldn't make eye contact.
What were the descriptions of the two females? Were the two ladies?
No, it was a male and a female.
Were the two people following you?
The male and the female were two people following me.
Okay, yeah, so what the best description you can recall?
The male he had darker skin tone, maybe Hispanic. He was wearing a black hoodie that said Black Lives Matters and had like graffiti all around it. The mask he was wearing was one of those it's just a pullover, like a sleeve.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that.
So it was a Mexican dude with a BLM shirt. It was a graffiti BLM shirt, and he had a shiesty on. I know why she called the cops, saying her kids were about to get kidnapped. That's insane, bro. Why would she really did that?
That's helpful.
Yeah, like a gator.
Yeah. He had a shaved head.
Describe the female again.
She was Caucasian, had reddish hair, but it was more of like box dyed. It wasn't natural red. She had on a blue mask that had some sports team. I didn't see the logo. I don't recall what she was wearing. Okay.
So blue mask, red hair, I mean, that'll stand out.
Yeah. I mean, this and they're just kind of rough looking. Like, I don't know if that's...
That's fine, yeah.
In a video posted to her Instagram page, Katie would later describe what happened and what she thought of their appearance.
Monday of this week, my children were the targets of attempted kidnap.
I definitely felt the heebie-jeebies. I didn't feel good, but I thought I was judging a book by its cover. They were not, kind.
She really got on Instagram capping crazy. Because the cops did not confirm that she was trying to get, her kids were about to get kidnapped or nothing. She just got on here saying her own this is headcanon. This is literally headcanon.
that sounds bad, but they weren't clean-cut individuals.
With a description of the couple now established, Officer McGovern searches for a possible motive.
And they were on the phone with somebody giving the descriptions.
I don't know if they were on the phone. I didn't turn around to see if they were talking.
You just
to someone
overheard
else.
them.
I just heard, and it was very weird context. Like, it didn't.
And then I guess, are you or your husband, I mean, like, important people for some reason? Is there something they would be like, we're going to take your kids and
Don't tell me she's
hold them
about to say
ransom
she's a
or-
mom talker.
My kids are very good looking. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
My
I don't
kids are
know.
very good
My
looking.
son has special needs, so he's nonverbal.
Okay.
But I mean, as far as someone like seeking out us, no.
Has anything like this happened in the past?
She didn't say
Okay.
she's a mom talker.
Oh, that's
I was
bizarre.
about to say,
And these people, well, you
She
said they
says
look
that,
rough
that's
looking, and your children are. This didn't seem like a recruiter or something for like a modeling agency. They weren't like
Oh my God.
two very attractive kids, and did anything. They would have said something to you most likely.
They're just trying to take.
Just try. Okay.
As Katie continues to reveal more and more disturbing elements of her story, Officer McGovern tries to piece together some other key details.
Obviously, the suspicious behavior is super weird. The fact that they circled your car, circled the stroller, is bizarre. I mean, I don't necessarily know if it meets the criteria of like attempted kidnapping. But
I don't care to press charge. I just want to make it people aware so
Yeah.
that it doesn't happen to somebody else.
I don't care to press charges. I just want to make people aware.
This is all.
Yeah, clearly, and that's why we.
Lady, what are you talking about? That doesn't even make no sense.
Have like 3 people circling the shopping centers over there. It's like, what the heck's going on?
At all.
And then, again, associating the 2 different vehicles, that's just based on a hunch that you think they were associated?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right, not a problem.
Does it make a lick
But
of
the
sense
gentleman in
at
the
all?
van, aside from making eye contact with them, didn't appear to interact with anybody.
I was on the phone with my husband, like just freaking out.
Yeah.
So I didn't really pay attention to that. I was just trying to get us safe in the car.
What?
They have.
Yeah. I mean, and again, you guys obviously have your standard operating procedure. I've never heard of families having a safe word like that. What made you set that up?
We listen to true crime podcasts,
Okay.
which
I'm telling you, paranoid mother.
is silly, but we just always decided that if it was more of if you were in trouble, like yourself. So he didn't even know what I was talking about. Like,
Yeah.
He was like, wait, what's going on? Aren't you at Michael's?
Yeah.
And then I was like, I think someone's following us.
Got it.
So
Okay.
As the interview comes to a close, Officer McGovern informs Katie of the next steps before they part ways.
We'll keep looking for them, and again, we'll put a BOL out, most likely, it's a dark-colored compact with a possible male Hispanic, and then the description of a white female adult with red hair and a blue mask. Just to at least contact and sort it out, but again, criminally, it's going to be tough to string together what we got. So, okay, well, sorry that happened to you today. That's a very rare occurrence, especially since, you said there were a lot of people at Michael's. It's weird that they would have been that, forthcoming, so.
It was very weird. And like I said, we listen to crime podcasts, so I try to not go there.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, lady. If they really was about that, you wasn't keeping your kids, and that's just how it is.
But it was that.
Yeah.
So,
It's sad to say it, but that's really how it is. If they was really about it and they was gonna do that, they would have done it no matter what.
I'll let you guys get out of here. All right, well, have a better day. We'll look for these people, okay?
okay, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
not a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
On December 13th, 6 days after speaking to Officer McGovern, Katie
I'm not gonna
posted
lie. I think I remember
a
seeing
two-part
this video.
video to Instagram recounting her petrifying experience that day. Soon, the videos go
somebody talk
viral,
about this.
receiving more than 4 million views, and Katie's follower count leaps from about 3,000 to over 80,000 followers in just one day. Katie's story is particularly concerning for residents of Petaluma,
The schizo story got her 70,000
as the
followers.
city
that
is
day.
home to one of America's most notorious child abductions, the kidnap and murder of 12-year-old Polly Klaas in 1993. Pretty soon, worried parents began calling the Petaluma Police Department, and the following day, on December 14th, Officer McGovern, along with Detective Yeager, head to Katie's house to confront her with some surprising new developments.
So it sounds like the initial statement that you gave Officer McGovern was a lot different than what you had posted on Instagram, and that's why we're here. Okay.
Oh, she got on Instagram saying something completely different. She was doing all the extras on IG. See, I don't even, like I said, I think I remember somebody watching it, but I don't remember what was said in it. But she must have been pulling out all the extras on IG. She was talking about some other that she did not say to the police, and they're trying to come get the clarification. They're not about to get no clarification because the story was all fabricated.
Because what you posted on Instagram is pretty concerning to us. So if this couple is out there attempting to steal children, right? We need to get all the details that we can.
Yes.
So we were able to go to Michael's today and pull up the video surveillance footage from that. So there's just some clarifying stuff that. So I want to show you a couple photos just to make sure we're talking about the same people.
Yeah.
If you're willing to look at them.
Yes, of course.
Send that man inside, bro. What is he?
Yes.
After positively identifying the couple, Detective Yeager presents Katie with her findings, subsequently flipping the investigation into the attempted kidnapping on its head.
So on the video footage, this couple actually is in the store for about 5 minutes.
Both of them?
Yeah.
I remember she said they parked in front of each other. They followed her in the store. They followed her around all the aisles. Yeah, that's what she had said. Look at her face right now.
And so we watched them.
Distress.
We watched them on the video footage throughout the store, and they're not following.
They weren't even following her.
That you guys just happened. The only time you guys come back together is when you're in checking out. They come back. They actually have private items with them.
They didn't follow them at all. They didn't even go past the aisle. She didn't even say they went on the same aisle. She said the only time they came back close to each other was at checkout. She was capping the whole time. The extras was going too crazy.
So before we blast their photos out, right, to the media to be on the, I want to make sure that you're accurate, and I'm not disheartening what you're telling me.
No.
I just want to make sure that because what you're telling us and what we're seeing from the video surveillance, they don't match.
And I think I'm so glad that this happened because I think this is an important piece. I don't know if you were the officer, I can't remember. Okay,
That's why I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, yes.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. This is my special needs bike.
She's cute.
So you...
I forgot
when you're
about
in a
that.
situation like that and you're on high alert,
Absolutely.
you think you're hearing things, you think you know what's happening, so this is an important step that I think.
Awesome.
So I'm not like trying to stick to my story or whatever that.
I'm just like, if these people are out here doing what you're saying they're doing, that's
I'm not trying to stick to my story or whatever.
Our next step is going forward with this, is one, prosecuting them, right?
Yeah.
And two, making sure this doesn't happen again. At the same time, we need to make sure that these people are in fact the people that you saw, and they're doing what you were saying that they did. Because nobody wants to accuse somebody falsely, right?
Exactly, and that's why I'm a little discouraged of the fact that that isn't the same person that I saw in the parking lot if they were in there before me.
What?
So you just looked at the photo and you said you were definitely sure.
Yeah, she looked at it and said, yes, that's them, immediately, as soon as she saw the picture. So how is that a different person? The math ain't mathin'.
100% sure that that's
2 and 2 is equaling 4 right now.
The only thing that I'm sorry. Can I see if he'll go inside
2 and 2 is equaling 5 right now.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just as the heat is starting to turn up, Katie takes a pause to settle her son, granting her a momentary reprise from Detective Yeager's uncomfortable line of questioning. A few moments later, Katie's husband arrives home.
Oh, dad, I'm assuming.
Hi. This is my husband, Dave.
Very cute kids, Dave. Very cute.
Yeah, they are.
Pops done got home.
Hey, people are trying to call you.
Yeah,
I know you're busy, but just...
I didn't realize. Sorry, you probably won't leave me alone, so as long as it's okay with you.
No, absolutely. So anyway, back to this. We want to make sure that, because we are going to put their pictures out on media, if these are the people that you in fact said were doing that, and they reached for the stroller and you thought they were going to kidnap you, these are important things that we
that part, without a shadow of a doubt.
Do you think that he knows that she was capping? I feel like he does.
That is what was happening. There's no.
Actually, I don't know.
Absolutely no rhyme or reason to someone taking steps forward and reaching. That is without a shadow of a doubt. I can see how the timing of following. The timing of following in. I can see how that could have been misinterpreted.
Do you remember what they were saying to you?
They didn't say anything to me.
Okay.
They were talking about the kids. They were describing their features.
Okay.
And then they said they made comments about him not wearing a mask. I didn't listen clearly to everything that they were saying, but they were saying blonde hair, blue eyes.
Should be easy to distract. Should be easy to.
1 year old. They were just saying.
Stop the cab. Stop the cab. He just said, should be easier.
Like things, usually what I was expecting.
You mean to tell me he heard that on the phone?
So that was where my head was at. And so I wasn't really listening in detail. I just heard this kid the first time that I heard
smelling the cab.
At this very moment, Katie has just backtracked on something she said in one of her Instagram videos. In both encounters with the police, Katie makes it clear that she didn't hear the man speak much. However, she told her followers that after the couple described her children's features, she claims she then heard the man say,
The boy will be easier because he's not wearing a mask, so the mom must not really care about him.
It's hard.
They did not say that.
I want to be.
No, I want you to take your time.
I really do want to be 100% sure because I do not want to falsely.
Nobody said that.
No.
She really came on there. She was thought up the plan for how many days? It was a few days.
As the awkward conversation continues, Katie finally acknowledges what brought the police back to speak with her.
Like this whole Instagram thing, yesterday had 3,000 followers, mostly friends, people I went
She's clout boosting in front of the cops.
to school with. Like, I did not think that this was going to be anything at all.
We're calling us because they live in Helena because now they're afraid of their children, which is one step. So we either want to reassure them that we're doing everything we can to find them, or it's like we're trying to give you justice and to do the right thing here. At the same time, there's a lot of eyeballs watching what's happening.
So 100% they reached for my stroller.
Dude, I hope this isn't how I was as a kid, because there's no way this is... I'm getting a head... I actually already had a headache, but... Bro. This is so...
100%
such a distraction.
They were saying things that they shouldn't have been saying about my kids. 100% they circled my car towards the end.
It should be noted that this is now the third time Katie has told officials that the couple circled her car. First to dispatch in her initial 911 call, then to Officer McGovern when he met her outside the police station, and now to Detective Yeager. Despite her claims that the couple 100% circled her car, she described the incident to her followers on Instagram differently.
And they walk around, not the full perimeter, but half of the car. They go back and forth around half of my car.
Why would they go back?
Closer to Michael's. They have no reason to go 3 cars beyond their own car to walk around my wife's car.
She couldn't keep the cap straight.
I mean, that's what's really...
I don't know how she messed that one up.
I will testify. That
she
is
only messed it up on IG.
One thing that I have felt like I don't have 100%, and when people ask me, I say I don't really know, is the white van. It very well could have just been coincidental that someone was in a van right behind me.
Although small, this is another discrepancy in her story.
There was a white van parked right next to my car.
Perhaps sensing Detective Yeager.
She just said behind. If y'all didn't catch that, she said in the previous footage, she said there was a white van parked next to me. And this right here, right on the screen, she said they were parked behind me.
Skepticism. Katie's husband chimes in to back her up.
Keep telling details like You went to the very back corner of the store to get your spray paint, and they followed you.
So they watched the footage, and this couple didn't come in. It's not the same couple that came in at the same time as me.
These people that she's saying that followed her out were already in the store 5 minutes before. We watched them throughout the store, and they don't come on surveillance. They don't come with anywhere near her until everybody's in line. And these people in line have caught up with them. So that's why we drove out. We're trying to call her to kind of clarify some of this.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
That's
The
okay.
kids, I really didn't have my phone, and I've been trying not to look at it because it's too much for me right now.
Yeah, I don't.
This is all our properties.
Turn off the notifications.
Okay, yeah.
All the go on D&D.
So, would you recognize these two if you saw them again? If we were to do a photo lineup, would you recognize them again?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Obviously not, because you just said these two were the people, and they were not the people. They did not follow you anywhere. They were actually in the store 5 minutes ahead of you.
willing to go forward with prosecution. Yes. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with these people. We're probably going to put this out on some social media, see if some people can help us. And then Officer McGovern will contact you at a later date when we have a full lineup. Maybe you can come down to the station to view that.
Okay. I don't want to misrepresent what has happened. I do think it's important for parents to be aware, but I don't, it makes me a little uneasy that you guys are getting blown up about this. I mean, I think it's important, but I don't want to.
You think it's bad that the police are getting blown up over your kids almost getting kidnapped? That's what you were saying, at least. Wouldn't that be amazing? The cops are coming at me. They're saying, "Oh yeah, we're trying to prosecute this guy who's trying to take your kids to the fullest extent. We want him in jail for the rest of his life." Probably won't be like that, but yeah, I feel like you will want this.
I guess I'm feeling doubt.
The reason she don't want it is because it was all cap from the beginning.
That I misremembered the story, and I don't want to misrepresent what happened and make it a bigger. I don't know.
For my personal, it's like if I am a victim of something like this, I would want to trust us, right? That we're going to do the right thing. I would like
That's
to
what I was just saying.
I don't know if, and this is just me, I don't know if I would want my stuff blasted over maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how that makes you feel. It would make me feel uneasy.
Yeah.
But it definitely makes it harder for us to find them and prosecute them when it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I don't mean to say this, but the O.J. Simpson thing, it was so blasted everywhere, right?
Yeah.
They had a hard time finding a town that they could prosecute it. They could get 12 jurors that didn't know anything about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this doesn't help us when it goes out, when it gets blasted like this.
I didn't even know that about the OJ trial.
I care more about them not doing this again. I care more about parents being more aware, but I don't think it's necessary for everybody to know all the details of everything. So I guess that was just, you answered my question, was to just keep that. I did turn off all the comments and accepted anymore.
After Detective Yeager warns her of the possible repercussions of posting more about the case on social media, Katie then goes inside to get her phone so she can show them a message she received from someone online telling her that something similar happened to them in the Michaels parking lot. While the detective looks at the message, Officer McGovern has one more serious issue with Katie's story to point out as they prepare to leave.
So did you go right from Michael's back to your car?
Yeah.
The man did exit the store quickly behind you, but the woman remained in the store for almost a minute, chit-chatting with the clerk. She was trying to make a sale. She was scanning something on her phone. I'm assuming that was like a receipt or a coupon. Yeah, so she remained in the store and was making transactions. That's why I'm trying to see if you recall both of them following you out to their car, at what point they linked back up.
The hand in hand, I didn't visually see that until they were walking around my car. So they weren't walking hand in hand behind me out of the store.
Okay.
Because I was so
I'm pretty sure she said
I didn't turn
they followed me out.
I just felt behind me. I just felt
there was some presence.
Yes, and then getting to my car and seeing them do that is.
So, but the last time you saw them, they were inside the store, and then upon exiting, they were also both together. It wasn't just the guy or just the girl. It was both of them were linked back up at that point.
At the point that I without
Stop
a
the
shadow,
cap.
can tell them yes, they were both together. And there is no excuse. I would love to hear if there is a one for taking a few steps forward towards the stroller, a few steps back, a few steps forward. And I saw he had something in his hand, because that was my first red flag. Is why are they holding hands? Like what?
He was carrying a phone the whole time he was in the store, so that's probably, I don't know why he would have changed his behavior in the parking lot.
Okay.
But that's what he was. And then when she left the store, she was carrying a bag of belongings.
After this uncomfortable exchange has concluded, Detective Yeager gives Katie her card and leaves with Officer McGovern. In an effort to corroborate Katie's story, the Petaluma Police Department issued a press release which included a photograph of the couple, asking for anyone with information to come forward. The couple, later identified as Eddie and Sadie, were made aware of the accusations by their teenage daughter, whose friend recognized them in the photo.
They got in contact with
The two promptly agreed to an interview with police, and 3 days later, on December 17th, it was announced that Sadie and Eddie were officially cleared as suspects, and that police were now investigating Katie. Katie Sorensen was charged with 3 counts of falsely reporting a crime, and on June 29, 2023, she was convicted on one of those counts.
Good. More people need to be charged. More people need to be done with this, bro, because I feel like there's a lot of false allegations.
She was subsequently ordered to serve 90 days in jail, 60 of which could be served on a work release program, and she was required to complete a 4-hour implicit bias training.
She got 90.
She was also placed on 12 months of informal probation, where she was prohibited from having a social media presence and ordered to submit to warrantless search and seizure of her electronic devices.
On April 5th, 2024.
That's crazy. I don't know. She really thought she was about to get away with that. I don't know what she thought. She tried to make up some cat story talking about they were trying to kidnap my kids at the Michaels. Nobody was doing nothing. That's tough.